Rachel's debating right now. Some witch lady. I think it's a lady. I'm gonna ask Angry Conservative what the heck happened to him. He disappeared from my channel. He used to come. Now he hangs out with the enemies, with the snakes.
Protests, which would then just
Then he wonders why. People start spreading rumors about him. He wonders why.
reinforce pillar number one, that Trump is power mad and an autocratic monster.
I don't want to.
Self-fulfilling prophecies are the darndest of things. The color revolution.
I don't even care what his answer is. Check this out. Check this out. 4,993. 7 away. Let's read some comments from the shorts on the interwebs. So I did Trump roast Biden with Logan Paul. And I think a lot of people give Logan Paul a little more flack than he deserves. He's not great. Jake's cool. But listen to this. Trump is cool. P.T. Barnum. Who's P.T. Barnum? Like Barnum and Bailey? P.T. Barnum, Donald Trump, Logan Paul, all one and the same. That's probably a stupid Democrat. Logan Paul, what a joke. Okay. I thought Trump was a man of principle. Logan, I thought Trump was a man of principle, comma, Logan, question mark. Guess not. As in, since Trump went on a interview with Logan Paul, now he's no longer a man of principle. I wonder if Trump knew the interview was not about Trump. It was about prime product placement. That's kind of funny. But these are two that I responded to. Man, what WTF is he doing with Logan's scam artist Paul? And I said he's getting like 30 million young people's eyes on him. It's called a campaign. There are ways of doing that without associating with a known scam artist. Bro, shut up. Shut up. What do you mean? He's a huge YouTuber, multimillionaire. Just because you were dumb enough to buy in. What's the scam? What's Logan Paul's scam? What did he do? Some crypto scam or what? What's the scam? I'm looking it up. I don't really follow Logan Paul, so I don't know. Crypto zoo scam. Yeah, I figured it was probably a crypto scam. Bro, if you got scammed, guess what? All of crypto is a scam. If you got scammed because some YouTuber did a crypto And you didn't make any money. You didn't get rich off of it. You're an idiot. That's your fault. That's like when Wes Watson's gay ass. I see you hanging out with snakes, though. Um, what was I just saying? Okay, so he did a crypto scam. That's so stupid. Fans, class action lawsuit fought against him by fans who lost big money in his failed crypto zoo launch. Anyway, oh man, there are ways of doing that without associating with a known scammer. If they were dumb enough to buy into crypto, never mind. I'm not even gonna write that. These people are dumb. Okay. Um. Then somebody else said there was one other one. This guy said I can't stand Logan Paul, but I thought this was good. Trump gets him at the yeah. This guy, I was like, thank you for a reasonable comment. And then this guy, I'm sorry, the Paul kid. Nah, I lost some respect for Trump on this one. And somebody said, dude, there are knucklehead Paul fans that vote, you know. And I said, do you know what a campaign is? You know that he's going on CNN for a debate against Joe Biden? So the fact that he's going to be on CNN with Joe Biden, would you lose respect for him for that? The Logan Paul interview will probably get more views than the debate and his Tim Pool appearance put together in a day from young people. Not a bunch of libtardarians. Uh, not a bunch of old boomers who are going to tune in for the debate like myself, but young kids watch Logan Paul. They don't watch CNN. They don't care about a debate. They don't care about a Tim Pool interview. God, people are dumb. Anyway, let's see. What other comments do we got? So I did Dr. Phil and guest discuss the messy Trump trial. And it's a 1 minute clip from a 2 hour interview with a very smart lawyer who explains the in and outs of the case and why it was wrong and what was right about it and the mistakes Trump's team made and the mistakes the prosecutor made. Somebody said, hard to believe that these guys don't understand about election funding laws. What he is saying is true, just not what the charges were. I said, it's hard to believe someone watches a 1 minute clip from a 2 hour show and pretends like they know what they're talking about. You're an idiot. I just really can't stand dumb people. Okay. I don't really care. Ah, no. Can I get coffee on a brand new white tea? Okay. Almost. Almost. Being chained to a woman has prevented me from having children. Thank God don't have children with any of my exes. Being chained to a woman has prevented me from having children. Thank God I don't have children with any of my exes. I don't understand that one. John commented. Somebody commented on my methadone video. This is a pretty good comment, actually. They said, quote, I like sneezing. This is why this guy made it. He likes sneezing and pooping. Good for you, brother. That's so true because I was talking about methadone treatment for opioid addiction. And I said one of the worst parts about coming off, whether you're coming off of of the dope or whether you're coming off of the methadone, one of the worst parts is that you sneeze a lot. And I said, but I'm okay with that because I love sneezing. I love a good sneeze. It feels good. Love it. And I think somewhere in the video, sorry, a couple of years if you, this is gross, but somewhere in the video I said I've had IBS my whole life and I've never got checked for it. I've never got any medications or anything like that. So I'm used to, if I was, when I'm 80, I'm going to be like Joe Biden. Let's just say that. Let's just say that. So basically, I said, I'm used to running to the bathroom a lot, basically. You know? You know what I'm saying? You picking up what I'm putting down? So this guy said, I like sneezing. This is why this guy made it. He likes sneezing and pooping. Good for you, brother. Jesse Lee Peterson says, no educated woman. Somebody wrote me a freaking novel. Women are supposed to be educated so they can educate the children. this is such a this is such a flawed way of thinking. Which I've said, I understand there are smart women. There are high IQ women. But education has nothing to do with that. High IQ people can educate themselves. They don't need to go pay money to sit in front of some boring, monotonous teacher who hands them a packet and tells them, take this test, read this chapter, and then take this test so I can make sure you learned what you read. And I'm going to talk about it and point at a whiteboard. And you're going to pay me money. High IQ people don't need that to get educated. They can just go read stuff on their own, they can learn on their own. So to say that women need to be educated so that they can educate the children, the old Norm Macdonald joke is you only need a third grade education to teach a second grader. You only need slightly above high school education to teach a 12th grader, right? If you pass 12th grade, you can teach a 12th grader. If you pass the 4th grade, you can teach a 3rd grader. It's not that hard. If you know the stuff, you can tell it to somebody else and hand them the packet and hand them the workbook and let them do it. So to argue women need to be educated, need to be college educated specifically, so that they can then, And I guess this person is arguing that women need to not be homeschooled so that they can homeschool their kids. That doesn't make any sense. Women are supposed to be educated so they can educate the children. Women are the ones that are at home doing all the hard work. So you want them to go to college because we're talking. The video's about college specifically. In the short, Jesse says high school's fine, but they're talking about college educated women. So this person's saying women need to go to college so that they can educate the children. Women are the ones that are at home doing all the hard work. We will gladly need it. We will gladly do it, but we need to know how to patch a roof, fix the car, tractor. You're going to fix my tractor? Bullshit. Mend clothes, unclog all drains in the home. Bro, shut main water valve down. Well, you just you find the lever and you pull it. Okay. You don't need to go to college. Uh, learn names of the tools and the use, how to caulk. I'll show you how to caulk. Put window, put window when they break. This is a person saying women need to be educated, by the way. Put win put window when they break. Put on screens. Learn how to read and shut down the power to the home. I can go on and on. Well, you just did. That was a long run-on sentence. That was all one sentence from the very beginning. Let me read that again. Let me read that again. And it ends with dot 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 exclamation point. Remember, this is someone arguing that women should go to college. Women, and this is all one sentence. Remember that. Women are supposed to be educated so they can educate the children, comma. Women are the ones that are at home doing all the hard work. We will gladly do it, but we need to know how to patch a roof, fix the car, tractor, mend clothes, unclog all drains in the home, shut main water valve, learn names of the tools and the use, how to caulk, put window when they break, put on screens, learn how to read and shut down the power to the home. I could go on and on. One sentence. Ends with 4 dots and an exclamation point. When the man is gone to work, the womam, womam, is the head of the house. If the man decides, comma, if the man decides to never come back! Exclamation point. She already, what? When the man is gone to work, the womam is the head of the house. If the man decides to never come back, she already, so this is saying that when a man goes out to work, the woman needs to go to college so that she can then homeschool the kids and clean the house and fix the stuff while the man is at work. Okay. She already knows how to do a lot to keep the home up. The same thing as if the husband passes away. All couples need to learn all of this together when the children come into their lives. They need to learn all of this before they leave the home at an older age. And I said, you don't need college for any of that, is my answer. But really, this is my answer. Where's Floor? I don't know. Why are you always worried about her? First off, it's none of your business. First off, it's none of your business. Second off, you know this is my show, right? This is my channel. This isn't her channel. And y'all keep acting like little simps. I'm gonna tell her not to be on the internet at all. And she'll listen to me. She'll stop calling into shows. She'll stop coming on the Discord. She'll block all of you in the chat like that if I say the word. So you might want to stop being simps. Quit worrying where she's at all the time. That shouldn't be the first question you ask when you come into my chat. What if I walked into your house, Christ Conquers, And the first thing I said was, "Where's your wife? Hey, where's your wife at?" And I look around your house and I say, "Where's your wife at?" So think about that. All right, let's keep reading these comments. These are funny. You're gonna walk up in a man's house and ask where his wife is. First thing you say, you don't say hi. First thing you say, "Where's your wife at?" That's it's a joke between me and Seasal. Oh well, I don't know the joke. So what do you? How do you expect me to react? I call Seasal floor. I don't get it. I don't get you guys' jokes. You can't expect me to read a comment and understand that there's an inside joke and I don't know. And when the joke doesn't make sense. I don't get it. I don't get it. Okay. Michael Knowles Stumps Pro Choice College Girl was the name of this short. And this one, Michael Knowles, the girl asks him, "Are you okay with people harvesting organs?" Or something like that. Are you okay with people harvesting and selling? Or are you go? What did she ask? I could play the short. I don't want to do it right now because I gotta click stuff. She basically asked him something about organ donations. Is it okay to be an organ donor? And Michael Knowles said something like, "But those are your organs, and those organs are meant to do things for you. That's different than a baby in the womb. It's a completely different thing." And basically, Michael Knowles stumps this college girl. And somebody said, "Yeah, but you are keeping electrical, in parentheses, light signals alive in tissue that isn't fully dead yet just because the brain is dead. Being that we don't know if you are trapping spiritual, significant electrical light particles artificially alive that may impact the person's spiritual afterlife and beliefs, then you are imposing. It's not the government's." I don't know what this person was going on about. Doesn't make no dang sense. Let's see what else. JLP says no educated women. Somebody says it's from a Christian background. Read your Bible. Yeah, but it's also from a common sense background. I don't think majority of guys should be going to college either. I don't think the majority of the population should be going to college. Only very specific um, jobs require college, and it should only be for the very top echelon of the most intelligent people. Every dumbass doesn't need to go to college. That's stupid. That's a lie that they've tricked us into to get everybody in debt and spread liberal propaganda. 100% he is right. Repeal the 19th Amendment. Equality doesn't exist, just duality and balance. Yep. Somebody said, "What rock did this idiot come from under?" Talking about JLP. I said, "Probably the one you call your brain." And then they responded, "Yo, mama." Dumb. I didn't even see that response to just now. This has to be okay. That person, we'd already talked to them. I knew a bunch of Asian ladies that have their own businesses, their own restaurants, their own wig shops, and they still went home and bow down and submit to their husband. But modern women think as soon as they get a job or a degree, I'll add that, they don't need a man. That's the dysfunction that's passed down in the communities. Based, and this is from her name is Miss Tracy 39, the vegan lady. So, and she looks in her picture, I'll be nice. She looks African American, but light skinned. That's not an insult. I'm just looking at her picture. So it's good to see a smart, you know, commonsensical, vegan black woman. Not that they're all dumb, but you see a lot of mess, like the recent lady that stabbed the kid. She's laughing about it at court. You see a lot of mess put out from from that community. So it's good to see based ones. I don't agree. An educated woman who then is a stay at home mom can educate the children a lot easier. So your argument is that women should go to college so that they can be stay at home moms. That makes sense. Makes a lot of sense. In the whole chat, a bunch of people, went at this person. Women have been homeschooling children for years. Now that we have institutions for school, it's some stranger teaching your kids what they themselves believe. Loss of morals and family cohesion. Somebody else said it takes no education to educate. Education majors are the bottom of the university IQs. The average IQ of a university graduate I read somewhere was 90, which is like low. Low. Uneducated women can also be full of themselves. What's your point? Yeah. So I think most people agree on these ones. I understand what he was trying to say, which is that our schools are dominated by liberals, and any schooling beyond high school doesn't make for smarter people, just more liberal activists. And if you, as a woman, come out of college educated and trying to push for equality and women's rights, then you're not going to be as good of a wife because you're still focusing on yourself or your career over your children and husband. Men and women are equal. I disagree with that, but we just have different abilities, interests, and roles, and that's okay. Depends on what you mean by equal, I guess. But if being educated makes you more argumentative with your husband, then it's hurt you in your marriage. No man wants to deal with work and all the other stress of life to come home to a feminist who wants to argue every day. Facts. Facts. Then somebody said, this has got to be AI. He never speaks like this. And I said, then you've never watched him because he says it all the time. What are you talking about? There's an old saying, those who can do, do. Those who can't, teach. Exactly. Jewish marriage rules are so different, and Christians flipped the word to suit themselves and see the consequences of it. SMH. I don't really understand that. This isn't a discussion about Jews and Christians. It's about educated women. Getting dumber by the more words spoken. So I think they're saying by watching the short, they got dumber. Dr. Phil and guests discussed the messy Trump trial. Someone said another MAGA lapdog throwing whatever credibility he may have had for a man that simply does not care about him. Dr. Phil is not a MAGA lapdog. What are you talking about? Listen, Phil, I understand that you are barely a psychologist and are just hiding behind a folksy twang, but you definitely are not a legal scholar. If this person watched the full video, they'd understand that Dr. Phil was just doing an interview with a guy who is a scholar on the law and does know the law very well. Dr. Phil was just asking questions. He was doing an interview. The initial act was definitely illegal. No, it wasn't. Hush money is not illegal. It's done all the time. Non DAs are done all the time. They are not illegal. A grand jury of Donald Trump's peers unanimously agreed that there was sufficient evidence to proceed with the trial. Actually, they turned it down earlier. And then when he ran, a crooked DA decided to run the charges. A second to jury of Trump's peers unanimously decided, was it really a jury of Trump's peers, that the evidence presented was enough to convict beyond a reasonable doubt. Was it really beyond a reasonable doubt? Spin and lie about it all you want, Phil. It's not going to change the fact that you were dumb enough to hitch what was left of your wagon to a sleazy real estate con man. This person's an idiot. Who writes that much of a comment on a short on YouTube? Like, who writes a dang paragraph? This is 4 paragraphs. Well, they have the where you don't write a full paragraph, but then you do double enter. So you drop down to the next line. It's not even really a paragraph. It's like I'm going to separate my sentences with a big space. Like it makes it more impactful or makes it look like it's written better. This made me look smart. Um, I'm trying to just read the ones that disagree with the Donald Trump still got jokes. Show everyone what inflation did to your brain. Is that an insult? If your brain got inflated, wouldn't that mean you got smarter? What does that mean? Is that, I don't know if that's a roast or what. Uh, did he just say he would get rid of inflation? First of all, that would be very difficult to do. Second, that would hurt the economy. Some inflation is good, just not much over 2 or 3%. I said normally that is true, but when inflation has skyrocketed artificially for the last 4 years due to COVID and Biden policy, we actually need to reverse it, which means not get it to zero, that means backwards inflation to get back to a healthy level. He said the current rate is 3.4, so it's essentially normal. And wage growth is higher than inflation. So wages are still growing faster than inflation. Right. They're trying to retroactively fix what they messed up, which is what Trump will do better and faster. I said current rate after an explosion sounds good, but that's nonsense. If the current rate is 3.4 after an explosion in inflation, 3.4 is the the normal number you're supposed to have. It's actually higher than the normal number you're supposed to have. After an explosion, that 3.4 is not normal rate of inflation. That's higher than normal. So we have to go back down to where we were. Then we can have a 3.4 inflation rate and it would be okay. Seems like you don't understand economics, Mr. Gorilla 284. He talks a lot of ish, SHIT, but never did one good thing. Biden 2024. He's an idiot. I didn't That's another comment. It just says he's an idiot. I guess they're talking about Trump. Let's see. He also is a joke. Is in caps. It's a weird. Why would you put the that's the emphasis on the wrong syllable. Why are you emphasizing is? He also is a joke. I don't know. These are Biden supporters, so what do you expect? Trump has no integrity or intelligence, but the bootlickers are too ignorant and blind to his lies and bullcrap. People use the word bootlicker. It's like a misnomer. It's a stupid insult because if we if the right wing is the more authoritarian of the two, when I say more authoritarian, I don't mean radical authoritarianism, dictator, fascist, Nazis. I just mean more authoritarian. They're more law and order based than a libertarian or a Democrat. Um, if we're the more authoritarian party, right? How does that make us the bootlickers? Doesn't that make us the ones wearing the boot? And then you who live in this system and benefit off this system and bitch and complain about it all the time, doesn't that make you the bootlicker? If you're the freedom party and the ones who, you know, abolish the police, we don't like cops, we don't like authority, but you live in our system and you benefit from the laws and the authority and the enforcement, but you complain and whine and cry about it all the time. Aren't you the bootlicker and we're the boot wearers? But people aren't that smart. What a loser. He doesn't care. He can't fix it. He ran every business he started into bankruptcy. That's a lie. Then he used Biden's shrinkflation stunt to try and talk about inflation. He isn't even capable of rational thought. All right. Brilliant comment, Keith Peterson. Go vote for Biden. Lies, I tell you, lies. All he does is lie. I think a lot of these are bots. I'm not trying to talk like how the Democrats talked during the Russia, Russia, Russia. They used to call everybody a Russian bot. So I would come on a Facebook and there'd be like a debate in the comments of something, and I would jump in there and say something on Facebook. Now you can, when I write a comment, my name is Josh Smith, so maybe that's why they thought I was a bot, because it's a very, it almost seems like a fake name. Every time I've told cops my name, they're always like, "Come on, next you're gonna tell us your name is John Doe, right?" But anyway, you can click on my name and you can see my page and you can scroll through it. You can see conversations I've had with people. You can see videos I post. Then you can click on those videos and you can go watch me, the guy from the Facebook with the same name, where the Facebook links to my YouTube channel, where you can go to my YouTube channel and you can watch me talking. You can see pictures of me. You can see pictures of my family, my whole life from when I was a little baby, art that I've done, all sorts of things. You can see all that on my Facebook page. But then they'll call me a Russian bot. Meanwhile, when I do a Trump short, all the anti-Trump comments are always from something like this: at user dash XG9XO2LL8U. And there were a bunch of these. It's not on this one, but there was one I did about Trump, and all the Trump hating comments. So all like the Trump did cut energy. OPEC cut millions of barrels of oil a day under this terrorist. Trump did cut energy. OPEC cut millions. Oh, there's a Biden supporter. So I don't know where they're at, but there was one where everyone was like user 5933216. Let's go Biden. User dash 9821992. Trump sucks. User dash 81296254. We love Biden. And I'm like, who's really using the bots? Who's really using the bots? So, from my homeless backpacker gear loadout, which is my most viewed videos, I think it's almost at 100,000 views. It's the second video I ever made. And I thought it was a garbage video, but it was the second video I ever did. And it's one of my most viewed videos. And it's like 45 minutes long. So it's probably also the biggest money generator for the channel from ad revenue because it's still monetized. Um, the most common question I got on that video is this question right here. But this person asked it politely. When they ask it politely, they ask the question they're really trying to understand. Then I explain it to them. But a lot of people would come in and say, "This guy's a liar. He wasn't homeless. This is fake. Look, he's got he's got all new camping equipment that he bought on Amazon." And I'm like, "Wait, you heard the part where I said that I bought it on Amazon, but you didn't hear the part where I said I work at Wendy's and for two paychecks, since I have no bills, I'm homeless, I have no bills. Um, for two paychecks, I spent all of my money on camping gear so that I could leave the homeless shelter and not be around that drug den." So, but you heard the part where I said I got it on Amazon, but you didn't hear the part where I explained how I paid for it. You didn't hear the part where I showed my work uniform and said I have to go to work in a little bit. People are dumb. So, but this person said, "This might be a stupid question, but if you are homeless, where do you get your Amazon stuff shipped to?" So they asked it nicely, so I answered, "Some shelters will let you get packages, but also Amazon lockers are usually at gas stations. but my stuff got delivered to a woman's house who I did yard work for. I got this question asked me so many times on this thing, like, and a lot of people were really genuinely wondering. They're like, "I'm homeless. How do you get packages?" And I said, "It's simple. You can, or how do you use Amazon? Because a lot of times you can get better deals on stuff off of Amazon than if you go to like Walmart or what is it, OEI, or like the camping mega stores. Instead of, you could get, a nice backpack at a camping store that might cost you like $300. You could get the same backpack on Amazon for like $100. So a lot of people are asking me, how do you order stuff on Amazon when you're homeless? And it's very simple. So first, you get a prepaid credit card from any gas station. You go to a gas station. If you don't have a job, you go panhandle or spange or whatever you do to get your money. You get yourself $50. You go to the gas station. You put that money on a prepaid debit card. Then you take that little prepaid debit card. Then you go to the library. Once you're at the library, you get yourself an internet card. You go to the computer, you get on the internet. You set up your little Amazon account. You order the stuff you want with the card. Where are you going to have it shipped to? Like I said here, some homeless shelters will let you get packages. The one that I was at let us get packages up until a certain point, and then they stopped it. When they stopped it, I had to figure out a new way to get packages. This is before Amazon lockers, by the way. So there was a lady who I did yard work for, and I said, "Can I have, if I order something, can I have it shipped to your house and then pick it up?" She said, "Sure, no problem." So there's an option. Friends, family, do some, you know, uh, do some yard work for somebody at the same computer that's at the library where you order your stuff on Amazon. You can use that same computer to sign up for something like Lindsay's List, or um, there's all sorts of classified things where you can run an ad and say, "Hey, I'm trying," and keep your prices low because you're just trying to get work and make some money. Say, "Hey, if you have the tools, I'll do yard work for you for $10 an hour, $15 an hour, cheap, cheap labor, cheap labor. Looking for easy work. I don't have tools, but if you have a lawnmower, I'll mow your lawn. If you have a broom, I'll sweep your driveway. If you have a shovel, I'll help you dig a hole for that body." Whatever. Now you have income, and you have a friend with a house. Once you do a couple of jobs for them, say, "Hey, maybe I could do a free job for you if you'd let me get a package delivered here because I'm homeless and I need a place to deliver my packages." There you go. Now you have another address. But all that doesn't even matter now because now they have these things called Amazon lockers where you can order something on Amazon and they'll deliver it to a 7-Eleven. And then you go and there's a big yellow, that's what those yellow boxes that say Amazon on them at the 7-Elevens, that's what those are. Those are Amazon lockers. You can have packages delivered to a 7-Eleven. They put it in the locker, they give you a code. You type in your code, the locker opens, there's your package. Simple. Let's see what else. This one got tons of comments. It was Bo Diddle exposing RFK at the Libertarian National Convention. And everybody's freaking out. All these libertarians. Kennedy never said Trump was a threat to democracy. He said the opposite. Who the fuck is this? I said they showed the tweets and the comments on the screen in the full video. And who it is in the title, genius. Like literally, it's in the title. At Bo Diddle exposing RFK at Libertarian National Convention. Who is this? It's in the title. Funny, the headlines about a month ago were everywhere that he said Biden was a greater threat to democracy. And guess what? He didn't say that either. He said during an interview with Aaron Burnett that I could make the case that Biden is a bigger threat. And they went nuts. What he actually said was he didn't believe either Trump or Biden were going to destroy democracy. Okay, well, go watch the full video and they put it on the screen. And then somebody else said the same thing. And then they start saying, This dude is talking about large frauds. LOL. Speaking of 2A, Trump banned an executive order, so STFU. Everything in this video is false. Not sure why I'm bothering, since I'm one of 50 who will ultimately see this. Wrong, dumbass. It only got 43 views. I didn't say this, but it only got 43 views. And guess what? You're 7 of them, because every time you come back to keep commenting with me, you're adding another view to the ticker. So then he said the full video has thousands of views. I think it's at like 11,000 views currently. The full video has thousands of views. You are the typical libertarian, not very smart. And then they said Kennedy has already said he isn't coming for anyone's guns. Trump, he said he wanted to ban assault rifles. Trump actually already used executive order to ban bump stocks. So I really don't think this is an issue. Trump supporters want to hang their hat on. Doesn't matter. The NRA handed him their endorsement. Nonsense. Why doesn't that matter? Trump supporters shouldn't hang their hats on Trump's gun records. Banning. Blah, blah, blah. You said the same thing in 2 comments twice. So you came to the video 2 times to say the exact same thing. I said, have fun losing, lame retard. Yeah, you guys have never won anything. Which really, from your worldview, I guess winning and losing shouldn't even really be a thing. There should be no competition. It should just be equal. So if there's no competition, there can be no winner or loser. That makes sense. About to smoke some Bo Diddle out of my fiddle. And then he said, okay, good luck with your 24 views. And I said, like I said, the original video has thousands of views. And then I said, the funny part is that you are 4% of the views on this unknown short. Good job, loser. Like, yeah, actually, this only hit 24 views, this short, which, uh, by the way, my last 2 shorts have 10,000 and 11,000 views. And each of those are within a day. So 11,000 views one day. Next short, 10,000 views one day. 2 days, 22,000 views on shorts. So you're an idiot. But this one, sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. Sometimes they hit, sometimes they miss. I've got shorts of me talking about playing Terraria or something that have 800 views. And then this one, which I thought would do all right, Bo Diddle's cool. It has RFK in the title. Thought it would get more views and only got 24 views. But the funny part is this guy who has this back and forth conversation with me, of the 24 views, he's actually 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 of the 24 views. So he said, good luck with your 24 views. And I said, the funny part is that you are 4% of the views on this unknown short. Good job, loser. Yeah, you're 4. And actually, 4% is if you were 1 of 24. But really, since he commented 5 times, he's actually 5 out of 24, which means I got a math. He's like 20% of the views on this short. So good job. You should be thanking me. I did. I said, good job. Thanks for taking the time out of your busy content creating day to chat with me on this week-old short. I know you're swamped with all the hard-hitting journalism you're putting out there. No, but I have a real job too. I have 2 real jobs, and I make content, and I'm not a journalist. Never said I was a journalist, so you're an idiot. Anyway, America's hugest disgrace. America's biggest disgrace. They're talking about Trump. No. Go away, MFer. Libertarians are almost as crazy as Democrats. Basically, yeah. I'm so ready for this guy to go to hell. Talking about Trump. Haters. Haters. And also, I was writing in those comments at like 7 in the morning, while or like 4 in the morning while I was at work. So, how much did those protesters cost Soros in the DNC? Yeah, Charlie Kirk on the division in America, and in the short, he's talking about. I think he was. What was he talking about? Oh, he's talking about complainers, and then all these people come in to complain. People really don't like Charlie Kirk. He forgot to get an education. He just wrote a book, which I think was like a bestseller for a while. He wrote a book on the scam of education, how education is a scam. And he say he forgot to get an education. Liberals, you're not educated. 45% of Americans are obese. That had nothing to do with the short, but I think I agree. Michael Knowles stumps pro-choice college crew. The Satanic Church fought for the rights for women to have abortion, but people want religion out of it. Just think about that. But that's none of my business. Men should not hold any power over women's health. He doesn't care about his bodily autonomy because it has never been threatened before. None of this concerns him or ever will, so it's very easy. Gosh, these women are so dumb. Easy for him to take a strong black and white view and impose that on others because it will never affect him in a negative way. Really, when your woman can legally kill your child with no recourse and she's actually encouraged to do it and you have no say in that, that doesn't affect men. A woman will never understand what it's like to have her spouse be encouraged to legally kill his child. She'll never know what that's like. If a man killed a woman's child, if a husband killed his wife's child, he's going to jail for life. Depending on where he lives and if it's premeditated, he could get freaking lethal injection, electric chair for killing a woman's child. Whereas a woman is encouraged. She's supposed to go to the women's march and shout her abortion. She's supposed to march down the road with a pussy hat on with a sign that says, I got 12 abortions. And people are going to come up and pat her on the back and say, good job. You're a strong woman. And the husband has no say in that. And there's no legal recourse he can take. She's not going to go to jail. She's going to get cheered on by nasty, dirty women and loser beta males. I was listening to Speakeasy like all night last night. I went on his thing. It sucks because that verbal combat that he does on Friday nights, it starts at 7:30 my time, but which is often when I like to start doing my little short streams before work. So I can jump on there from 7:30 to 9. But I work at 10, so at 9 I have to leave and go to work. And it's like a game show. So if you stay till the end, then they do a poll at the end and to pick a winner. And I'm never going to get to be on the poll. Pause. I'm never going to be on the poll because I can only stay for like an hour, hour and a half at the beginning. I'm not going to be able to stay for the full thing ever. So that kind of sucks, but I still jump in a little in the beginning. Yesterday, though, I was tired, and it's like a blood sports debate thing. So there's a lot of, sometimes they'll do like one on one challenges where the audience pays for like a one on one battle, but the people both agree on the topic. So then it's just 5 minutes of roasting. And I'm good at roasting when I have a couple beers in me. Then I kind of let loose. Then I can kind of get into the roasting and I loosen up and I'm like, then I can go at it and just yell back and forth and do the roasting. But when I at 7:30, if I join a panel, that means I just woke up an hour ago and I'm on my first cup of coffee and I'm trying not to drink during these streams throughout the week. So I'm not drinking beer. I'm drinking coffee. Sometimes I do, but I'm trying not to. Um, but so like yesterday, I had literally just woke up and I was on my first cup of coffee. And now we're in like a blood sports debate arena with a bunch of people who are loud and aggressive. And I was like, ugh. But I'll loosen up and I'll get used to it, get comfortable with it. But we were kind of agreeing on everything. I should have pushed back more on the parents should be held accountable for what their kids do. The way that the way the question was worded, it said, should parents be liable? What how did they word it? It was like, should parents be liable for their kids' decisions or something like that? And it was like the way it's worded, yes, I agree with what everybody's saying. But what I think it's what I think it's getting at is because this was a big contested issue recently because that one kid that brought the pew pew that his parents had bought him to school and he shot some people and the parents got charged for it, and this was like the first time that had ever happened. So I think that that's why the question was brought up, is because it was a relevant conversation due to that situation. And in that situation, I think you're setting a dangerous precedent. I think you're setting a dangerous precedent. And so I started pushing back, and then they just moved on. And none of the guys wanted to answer my question. I was like, so if your kid is 14 years old and he buys a bag of pot at school and brings it home, and the cops follow him to see where he lives, and then they raid your house and they find the pot in his sock drawer, you know, then the parents should be charged for possession of the marijuana. Now, mom and dad just lost their job. They have a drug charge on their record. They're on probation. They have to take drug tests. They lose their jobs. They end up losing the house. Like, is that really what you're trying to say? And the dude's like, "Oh, well, now you're asking about pot." So I'm guessing he's like pro pot legalization or something, or he doesn't think pot is a big deal. In which case, I would have just changed it. Which you could say it's moving the goalpost, but really, I'm trying to couch an argument. My argument's not about drug legalization. My argument is basically saying the kid does something illegal, the parent should be held accountable for that. So let's say it's a bag of cocaine. Let's say it's a bag of fentanyl. Let's say it's a bag of ecstasy pills. You know, whatever example you want to use. The point is, your 14, 15, 16-year-old kid buys a bag of drugs at school, brings it home, police come in the house, find it in his sock drawer. Parents are charged. Parents are on drug court probation, which is some of the toughest probation. Parents lose their job. Parents are taking a drug test every month. Like, is that really what you want? Is that what you're arguing for? And I think all of them would have agreed with me that that doesn't make sense. Or the first example I used was a little too extreme. Um, I brought up the school pew pew example, and I said if dad has a shotgun in the safe, and it's locked up, but one day a kid is peeking through the crack and he gets the safe code, and then when dad's not there, he opens the safe, takes it to school, and offs some of his classmates in Minecraft. Um, Dad goes to jail. Dad's held accountable for that. That's a slippery slope. That's a scary precedent to set. So I don't know if you want to be doing that. And then I think the other one I disagree with them on, but I don't really know. I don't know a whole lot about like finance laws and tax laws and stuff like that. So this isn't a hill I would die on, but they were talking about tax exempt status for churches. And so should we get rid of the tax exempt status for churches? So I wouldn't take a hard stance on this. I don't know enough about it, but they all said, almost all of them. There was like two people who disagreed, but I don't think they were making very good arguments. The reason that everybody said that churches should keep their tax exempt status is they said it's because we don't want the church, or we don't want the state. Okay, two reasons. One, if they get rid of the tax exempt status from churches, a lot of small churches won't be able to make it. So then so um so then we just have big churches. So all the little small mom and pop churches with, 5 parishioners, if they have to pay taxes, they're not going to make it. Right? That was their one reasoning for why the churches need to stay tax exempt. Then the other reason was that when churches are tax exempt, that means the state or the government can't get involved with the church. So that's why they're arguing that churches should stay tax exempt. I would argue the converse could also be true, meaning, but again, I don't know. I'd have to talk to somebody about this and understand it more. Talk to both sides of the argument or watch a debate or something like that to learn more about it. But what I would argue is if you take away the church exempt status, and some of them did say this, one, you're going to keep, so their argument about the little churches won't be able to pop up, I think that's a good thing. I think that's a good thing. You're going to have less cults popping up. You're going to have less of these crazy little weird 7-day Adventist cults like Koresh and Jim Jones and Waco stuff they were doing. That was Koresh, but less of these little cults popping up, less of these little weird off-branch churches, less Joseph Smiths popping up, less fake churches that are just using that tax exempt status so that somebody can get rich, so that some guy can get some rims on his truck. They say if you want to get rich, go to the South and start a church. We get rid of that. Now they say this would lead to more mega churches. Maybe it would lead to more unity in the church. Maybe it would lead to less having 10,000 branches of Christianity in America. Now we have one branch of Christianity, and that branch pays taxes to the government, and that branch grows. And now we have more unity in the Christian church in America, which I think is a good thing. Second, so this is basically their arguments for why we should keep the churches tax exempt. I would just say the converse is true, and that it would be a good thing, in that if the church is paying tax to the government because people use the roads, they use the state's roads, the government's roads to get to the church. They use the land, they use the roads, they use the infrastructure, they use the for marketing things, they use, whether it be billboards or whether it be the internet or whatever, they use all the stuff of the state to spread their message. Why shouldn't they pay taxes? And when they pay taxes to the government, this encourages the church to get more involved in the government. So when they say if we keep churches tax exempt, that keeps the government out of the church. But if we make churches pay taxes to the government, that makes the church get more involved with the government. Now all of a sudden, the church is saying, well, we need to make sure that we have the right government in place because we have to pay taxes to this government. So we need to, the church family needs to make sure we get the right, and evangelical Christians don't vote. You know, a lot of the Christian community doesn't vote. They say, well, we're Christians. We don't get involved in politics. That's weak. If the church is paying taxes, now all those Christians have a vested interest in getting involved in their local and federal and state politics. Now the church is making sure that we get the right people in there because we got to pay the taxes. So we want to make sure our tax money's going to the right thing. So, and again, this isn't a hill I die on. I'm just thinking in my head, the things that they're saying are bad. Less small churches, good. Good. Less weird little offshoot Christian denominations popping up everywhere. We have a more united Christian church family. You know, that's a good thing. Government can't get involved in the church. How about church gets involved with the government now that we're paying taxes? Now the church is paying taxes. We're going to make sure we get the right people in office. I think that's a good thing. So I'm pro revoking the tax exempt status on the churches. That 501c3 crap is dumb. I've known hippies that make tie-dye blankets and they started a nonprofit. So they sell their tie-dye on the street corner. They have a busker's permit or whatever it's called so they can sell they're basically a homeless person on the streets with a coat rack filled with tie-dye that they drag around. It's an eyesore. They sit in the middle of the sidewalk with a sign, but they have a coat rack of tie-dye. They sell the tie-dye. They make money off of it, and it's all for profit. All of that money goes in their pocket and gets spent on pot. But somehow they got 501c3 form for that being a nonprofit. That doesn't make any sense to me. I don't think any of these fools should be tax exempt. Anyway, that's all I got to say about that. I gotta go, guys. I've been ranting. What's today? I think I have 2 more days. Got tonight, and I work tomorrow night, and then it's payday. Oh yeah, Jeff Hewitt. I don't know if he was here. Was he here earlier? He was here earlier. I don't know if he's still here. Thank you for the Cash App. I appreciate it. You do realize that the church already pays taxes. The church isn't the building that people go to on Sundays. Well, I'm talking about tax exempt status for churches being revoked. So, are you saying that that's not a thing? Because it is a thing. That's what we're talking about. But no, I mean, I'm sure people in the church pay taxes. Yeah. We're talking about tax exempt status for churches. Are you are you picking up what I'm putting down, or have you been? Never mind. I'm not going to say that. uh, it's the people. Yeah, I know the people in the church pay taxes. I'm talking about. I'm talking about. That's not what I'm talking about. I'm talking about 501c. I'm talking about tax exempt status for churches. Are you saying that's not a thing? Because it is a thing. I don't know what you're saying. I know what you're talking about. Okay. All right. What's up, AC? Speaking of AC, my swamp cooler is broken, so it's hot than a mug in here. Your name makes me Your name makes me wish I had air conditioning. Okay. I got to go. I got to go. And yeah, if people want to have a little get together in a field somewhere, then no, they shouldn't have to pay taxes. But we're talking about the building, the giant structure where people use the roads to come to and from it. They use the infrastructure. They have billboards. They take in large donations every week, and nobody knows where that money goes to in many cases. A lot of times, it's going towards a pastor to buy a new Escalade and get some rims. Or it's going to. Now, I understand churches do more for charity. Christian churches, Mormon churches, they do more for charities than any other groups. So I understand that. But a lot of them don't. A lot of them, who knows where that money's going? Bet you get 500 next time you stream. I'm scared. I don't want to make any more shorts. I did that short from yesterday, and I was watching the numbers go up, and I was like, "Stop! Stop! Stop growing!" And it got to because I was at like five. I was at like 4,978, and I refreshed it, and it's 981. Like an hour later, I refreshed it, and then it's at 989. And then I refresh it again, and it's at 994. And I'm like, stop, stop. And then it stopped. And then it dropped down one. That's usually how it goes when I do a short that does well. It's like the subscribers go up, 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 and then it plateaus, and then I'll lose a couple. It's like people that see the short and they subscribe, and then maybe the next day they like check out some of my content or something, and they're like, oh, I don't like this guy, and they unsubscribe. So it'll probably drop down a couple. And then if I do another short, it'll put me over the top. But I'm not doing no shorts. We're getting the rest of the way off of organic subscribers. No shorts. No shorts until I'm over 5K organically, naturally. You got to live stream the haircut? I was gonna I was gonna go to a barbershop and do it, but not live. I was gonna make a video out of it. If I make a video out of it, um, I can edit it, put music in, put it out as a video, make sure it stays monetized, all that stuff, and it'll be like a whole production. And then we'll do like a reveal stream. I don't know. I don't know. Or I could just sit here while I'm streaming and just start cutting hair. And just go and just start cutting it off. But I think it'd get more get more views if it's in a video form, like a 15-minute video that I drop called "Cutting Off 11-Year Dreads." I think that has a bigger chance of getting a lot of views than if I just do a normal stream and cut my hair off. If I'm gonna do it, I want it to pop, you know. But anyway, it's 9:02. I gotta go, guys. Have a good one. God bless. We out. Peace.